The Brian Mudd Show is on News Radio 610 WiOD.
Patty Olinger, expert on infectious diseases, executive director for GBAC, a division of ISSA. Patty, your thoughts about the vaccine?
Oh, that is so exciting. I think we are seeing unprecedented, vaccine development to market and with all of the different efforts that are going on. And that's very encouraging, and we'll all keep our fingers crossed for sure.
Yeah, Patty, we ended up getting a little bit of color yesterday, too, from the lab. And they were saying that what this vaccine would do is create a blocker for the coronavirus, for COVID-19, when it's trying to latch on to cells. Is that common when we're talking about immunizations?
Let me put it this way. So the cells will have what they will call receptors, and that's what the virus or anything, is trying to latch onto. Even when they're developing drugs, they'll look at receptors for, let's say, the drug to connect into and to have a bond. And so if they can block, and that's probably what the vaccine is doing, is it will have something that will connect into that receptor that the virus is connecting to, and therefore it blocks the ability for the virus to connect, is what I'm guessing. And that's not uncommon, no.
Okay, so this is encouraging all the way around then. If it's something that's already kind of a proven method in terms of the efficacy of an immunization, and we're hearing that it could be ready by the end of the year, it's definitely the good news we're looking for. Financial markets certainly reacting to that today as well. So the other less inspiring news of late, we heard that those who might have immunity, perhaps those who have recovered from COVID-19 to date, well, that might not last more than a couple of months. What goes on here?
Well, that happens with some infectious diseases if you think about it. Think about our vaccine strategies for other diseases. Sometimes we have to have boosters. Sometimes, we do get a lifetime immunity. And then occasionally you have to have not just a booster, but an actual vaccine every so often. So I'm thinking typhoid. If you do a lot of traveling into developing countries, they'll suggest that you have a series of vaccines. One of them is typhoid, and you have to have that every couple of years. And so the good news is that we're learning more about this virus, and they are developing strategies on how to fight it.
We're speaking with infectious disease expert Patty Olinger. Patty, how much of the immunity is reliant on mutation of a virus?
That could have some to play with. It could just be the nature of the virus in general. But that may have a piece of the puzzle that they're trying to look at how they would do that. Think about the flu. And, every year we have a new flu vaccine, and it might be because of different strains coming in, and it might be because of the mutation.
What is it that you're watching that is kind of a tell as to if we are going to turn the corner in this? I know a lot of us did not think we would be in mid-July and dealing with the worst of the virus today.
It's interesting is that, a lot of it is that we're trying to push reopening. I mean, people want desperately to reopen, and we have 50 different strategies around the United States with regard to the states. And what we look at is where are the successes happening as far as what are the numbers, and looking specifically at hospitalizations and deaths. And if you look at some of those numbers and you see what the behaviors are in those states, you're seeing those states who have, and I know this is this topic people don't like to hear, they're having more social distancing requirements or policies like wearing a mask in public, or specifically wearing a mask in public spaces, really having those strategies of washing your hands. And I think that's what people, it's like, let's do this together and let's shut it down. And I think that's one of the things that we need to really focus on, is some of these personal behaviors that we can control.
Of course, Florida now one of the hottest spots in the country, South Florida in particular, the epicenter of those spikes. Is that your message for South Floridians, that we need to take these mask policies seriously and we need to take social distancing seriously?
Yes, we really do. Because even if it's a controversial issue for you, if you eliminate that and we still are seeing these numbers, well, then we can actually then talk about other strategies. But right now, that is the one thing that we can say as individuals, that we have done this, but we've got to do it consistently, and we've got to do it together. And so, wear your mask, practice social distancing, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and let's do this together.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Patty Olinger, again, infectious disease expert, the executive director at GBAC, which is a division of ISSA. Patty, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.